Hey y'all, alright, so since this country is even more powder keggy than usual right now, let me start by saying that the murder of Charlie Kirk was horrible and indefensible, alright, full stop. And I'm not going to talk about his work or legacy or any of that either, okay, alright, so, please don't revoke my passport or throw me in a gulag or put me and mine on a domestic terror list because I'm on the side of free school lunches, okay, cool. I just say that because it feels like that's where y'all's heads have been at in the aftermath of all this, which is what I want to talk about, because the last few days have been alarming, to say the least. First of all, from the moment it happened, a dangerous and near universal conclusion was jumped to on the right. Before any actual information was out there, they were telling the world, fret not, we will catch the black trans Antifa gang member immigrant socialist who did this. And then the shooter was found and turned out to be a disaffected young terminally online white guy. Weird. So, not exactly the boogeyman they were expecting, but still they're not done, because sometimes when the facts don't fit the narrative must be made to fit the facts. They're like, okay, so he comes from a gun-loving conservative Christian family, but, he was probably radicalized at college. He did one semester at Utah State, that infamous incubator of far-left extremism that is Mormon country ag schools. He was romantically involved with a trans roommate, guaranteed leftist. Okay, but trans porn is more popular in red states, and we all know about airport bathroom Republicans, so not sure that argument is watertight either. Also, this whole thing is kind of weird to me anyway, because it's like people on the right apparently simultaneously believe that every lefty is a feckless, bleeding heart pussy who is soft and weak and wants to take everybody's guns, but also gay Jason Bourne. And by the way, I'm not saying the dude was on the right either necessarily. We don't know yet. Both sides seem so desperate right now for him to be part of the opposition. Now, of course, to me, it feels like the right wants him to be left so they can feel justified in green lighting pickup truck pogroms, and the left wants him to be right so that there, hopefully are no pickup truck pogroms. So doesn't feel like exactly the same thing, but still, we don't know yet. Right? What if there was no cogent motive? What if he came from the internet and just did it for the lulz, just to stir shit up? If that's the case, this reaction is very dangerous, because imagine what happens when all the unstable, nihilistic edgelords out there get it in their heads that this is the best way to get headlines, to burn it all down. Like, nobody wants that, man. But you know who does want this, though? America's enemies and the billionaire oligarchs around the world who fear nothing more than an actually united populace. This reaction is playing right into their hands. That's why we desperately need to lower the temperature a bit right now. Like, to the left, I know you're freaked out, I know you're worried, but just, light some candles, climb a tree, just cling to whatever vestiges of hope you can muster. And to the right, I know you're pissed off, I know you're hurting, but mow the yard a bunch, watch some old Brett Favre highlight reels, just try and decompress a bit, because whatever his motivations end up being, we cannot let the actions of one dipshit with a gun bring about the end of all that we hold dear. Please. All right, YouTube, back with more in just a second, but I want to let you know that this here polemic of mine is once again brought to you by the good folks at Private Internet Access, the world's most trusted VPN provider with over 30 million downloads. Listen, this day and age, you can't afford to not protect yourself whenever you're out here in these digital streets, all right? It's just too dangerous, too risky. Otherwise, that's the truth. But there's a lot of reasons you need a VPN these days. Not all of them are quite so, shadowy. There's also fun stuff, too. Like, for example, you ever feel like you're about caught up on Netflix? I've seen everything on Netflix. Not Sweden's version of Netflix, you ain't. That's right. Other countries got whole different Netflix catalogs, but you can't log on to them from this country. But PIA's VPNs can make it appear as though you're logging on from any country you choose, so you can check out that country's version of Netflix if you want to. Pretty cool. But also, yes, like I said, there's all these people out here like scammers and governmental types people that want access to your data, but PIA's VPNs hide your IP address and encrypt your internet connection, thus shielding you and your online privacy from the prying eyes of the shadier types of the digital world. Their VPNs are available across all platforms, and now you can use one PIA account to safeguard all of your devices. Got every device in my household on my PIA account. Works like a charm. So if that sounds good to you, here's what you do. You click the link in the description below. You can try PIA today for 83% off with 4 months free. Signing up always includes 24/7 customer support and a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what more you need to hear? If you think that sounds too techy for you, it's not. Look, there's the app, there's the button. You just push the button, and just like that, it's on, it's working, that's it. It couldn't be simpler. So try Private Internet Access today. All right, YouTube, and we're back. Yeah, listen, it's crazy, worrisome times right now, indeed. And it's like they're not done. It's like, on the one hand, it feels like it's cooled off a little bit, which would be hard not to, because in the immediate aftermath, I mean, it was really wild out there in these digital streets. Just MAGA alpha males calling for civil war through tears. into their phones with just wild stuff. And it's like, there's still some of that, but now it's more focused on, just tearing the Constitution away, eroding everybody's civil rights. Not everybody, it's just people on the left. So you got Pam Bondi saying they're going to prosecute hate speech. Free speech is out, cancel culture is in, they're getting people fired, bloodlust is at an all-time high. It's really wild out here. Like, they seem like, I try to say, it's like, look, we all want America to continue, right? Like, we can't give into this, we can't play into this, we have to stick together to keep that from happening. But sometimes I worry that that maybe it's a false premise that everyone is on the same page about not wanting this type of thing. Honestly, don't even like to think about that too much. Don't even want to pull on that thread too much, because it gets pretty ugly pretty quick. But yeah, there's still, again, God only knows the sooner lasso the moon. It always seems like kind of like folly to try to make sense of such a senseless act. Like, anyone who would do something like this, none of us should be surprised if it's not like super clear and defined what his internal motivations or where he was at psychologically at the time. You know what I'm saying? But we don't know. It could come out, it could be, end up on the wrong side of all this, but not really, because I'm saying that regardless of what it is, again, he's one dude, and it's not what they thought. They thought it was like the Jackal, but from an elite special forces unit of like deep covered Portland and Antifa super commandos or something, and it wasn't that. It was one dude, one lunatic. It shouldn't mean all this, but it would help if we had some leadership that tried to cool things off a little. You would think, again, that anyone who was elected to lead this country would be in a position of like, hey, y'all, please don't everybody start killing each other. Please don't, light all the streets on fire or anything. I just think that would generally be good. I think we all know is Abe Lincoln, who famously said, like, fight it out, losers. Like, it's not normally how presidents act, but that's how, of course, Trump is acting, saying you couldn't care less about unity right now. They seem to all think that we have it coming. It's like, I didn't have shit to do with this motherfucker, and I know neither of y'all did either. So I don't know, man. I don't know. We know the news cycle, the way crazy things go in this country. This definitely has, fanned the flames more than most. But who knows? Maybe we can soldier along through this and come out the other side together in some iteration or fashion. But just hang in there, do your best, keep living your life, and we'll see what happens. Also, what's up with Kash Patel? What's wrong with that motherfucker? I feel like even people on the right are going to be calling for his head soon, or at least they should be. Just every press conference, he's looking like a deer that's about to get plowed by a Mack truck at 2 a.m. on I-90 or something like that. Like, his eyes just wild as hell, saying stuff like, yeah, we have forensic evidence of the existence of a note that has since been destroyed, but we know the contents of the note, and we've determined that through top flight interrogative work, and we know that the note is a note, but is not longer a note because it has been but I can tell you that there's evidence from the note that is no longer there, but we know that was at a time. Thank you for coming today. It's like, this dude is in charge of America's law enforcement agency. Anyway, I don't know, but it ain't over yet. This dude didn't get taken out by the police or himself, so God only knows where it's going from here, but I'll be there for you, or at least I intend to be, as long as they don't lock me up. I love you, and hang in there. Thanks for watching. Put these up here. This is my special Trash Daddy. Watch that if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel. You get all these videos, stand-up clips, and cooking videos and other silly things, podcasts. And then the other one, TraeCrowder.com. Check that out. It's where I'm going to be doing stand-up comedy. It's my tour dates. Check that out. If I'm coming near you, get a ticket. Come see me. It's a good time. Anyway, I appreciate you watching. I love you like chicken. Hang in there. See you. Bye.